Welcome to This Week in West Hempstead, sponsored by Spiegel Law PC, 516-873-1683, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, and Reister's Bakery. Here are your hosts, David and Norm. Take it away, gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Dan. And so Norm, so late last week, last Friday, I was driving down Hempstead Avenue. Around 12:30, I saw a bunch of emergency vehicles by Anshei Shalom. Stopped to go see what happened, and lo and behold, the car goes into the building.
Right.
You were there. What did you hear? What did you see?
So, well, the story is a couple of teenagers driving while texting, admittedly, and they drove right through the barriers into the building.
Yeah.
The barriers slowed them down. They drove in about up to the windshield, took out a couple of panes of glass, some bulletproof glass that was set in place has been damaged. It's going to be expensive.
That's going to be hugely expensive.
Yeah, and they're going to have to up their game in terms of defense as well. So, it's a learning experience for everybody, especially the kid.
Yeah. What do you think holds for the future of that intersection? Like, what could be done to secure it a little bit better?
Yeah, well, they're going to be putting in bollards or some kind of barriers in order to retain the cars from going through. But, typically vehicles are tons.
Yeah.
And tons of movement coming down that road is a serious danger for that building.
Yeah, I don't even want to ask what's happening to that kid's family and their insurance, because especially if there's he's identified that he was texting, like young drivers already, the insurance is through the roof. But they took out some light poles as well. I think it wasn't just the
there were no light poles taken out, but
the traffic light.
The traffic control box was spun around completely. Its wires were ripped out, but they got it repaired in a couple of hours. The parents were there. Their insurance is involved already, asking us for quotes to repair it. It'll get taken care of.
Yeah. So, I want to go on to the next story, and then I want to circle back to both of these stories because I think there's a common denominator. So Newsweek this week was reporting on the 5 most dangerous intersections. They did a study over the last 10 years. And of course, lo and behold, one of those intersections, is nearby. Not in West Hempstead proper, but
in Hempstead.
In Hempstead, the crossing at North Franklin Street and Jackson Street. That's the corner by the Academy Charter School. And in this 10-year period of time, there was 183 crashes.
That's incredible.
Including 2 fatalities and 12 serious injuries. This is crazy. I mean, and then you read this report and you look at these maps of accidents, and they're just everywhere. Every block in the last 10 years seems to have had an accident. So here's my rant for today. It's all about speed bumps. And I know all the reasons why we don't have speed bumps, because of emergency vehicles, and it could break an axle, or you can't plow, and all this stuff. But what I don't understand is this is very, very local to Nassau County. You go to New York City, there are speed bumps everywhere. You go to other states, there are speed bumps. You go to other countries, there are speed bumps. We can't rely on drivers anymore to do the right thing because they're distracted drivers. Sometimes they're high as a kite, and you don't know what to expect. So why not do this? I mean, I don't know.
I think the point is that they don't have to be everywhere, but there are clearly areas in which there are dangers based on statistics alone. Certainly in the case of Anshei, having them on Roosevelt Avenue would certainly slow down cars approaching towards that building. So strategically, it would make sense.
Yeah.
But, they look at it as, well, we don't want it all over the county. Oh, well, okay, fine. So don't outlaw it. Just figure out how to put it in places where it matters.
Woodfield. I mean, just think about how many, potential accidents it could save.
The strange thing is, by the way, that particular intersection you talked about, Jackson and North Franklin, I've gone down there a couple of times. On Franklin, you're literally a block off of Hempstead Turnpike. Mm-hmm. And in almost every time I've gone down there, it's taken like 10 minutes to get through because those intersections just take forever. Mm-hmm. The side street, the Jackson Street that goes across, I don't know. But honestly, I don't quite understand how it is unless out of those 180 accidents, what's going on is people not paying attention, not realizing the traffic is backed all the way up to Hempstead Turnpike, and they're just smashing into people.
Yeah, it's interesting. Of this intersection, this seemed to be one of the smaller intersections of like the top ones. Some of the other ones are like these 3-lane, 6-lane highways meeting another 6-lane, structure, and it's just all sorts of chaos. But here, it's a relatively localized street. If you had speed bumps, you wouldn't have this problem. So politicians, if you're listening out there, think about it, do it, trials, see if it works. It works everywhere else. I don't understand the issue.
I don't think it would take much to find out whether it works. So you put a few in, you find out 2 months later.
But if New York City has them, there had to have been exhaustive studies done over the last 20 years. They got to have so much information. At the end of the day, it all comes down to lawsuits. Nassau County doesn't necessarily want to get sued by someone who broke an axle.
Yeah, you make a good point, though, about Roosevelt, because the accident that happened at Anshei, and I think any accident that would happen there, is almost certainly going to be people coming down Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Or they got stop signs at every corner. I don't think it's an outrageous place to test it. If you're going up and down Hempstead Avenue, you're not hitting Anshei that way unless, somebody T-bones or something. It does seem like worth experimenting there.
Yeah, so, let's get on to a different subject. And, of course, this other subject involves Norm as well. Norm, you make the news, you create the news. So you were over at Hempstead State Lake Park, or Hempstead Lake State Park, and you saw some poison ivy.
Yes, I take my grandchildren there, and we go to the kids' playground off the first parking lot, and I see this poison ivy crawling up a tree. My wife points it out. She goes, this is definitely poison ivy. We look at it. It's about 3 or 4 feet tall,
wow.
A tree, right outside the kids' playground. We go down into the park near the lake, where my kids love to throw stones into the lake, and sure enough, there's poison ivy again. This place is not safe for kids, and I am definitely allergic to it. So it's not safe for adults either. The Parks Department needs to get on this. It's all over the park, but specifically where people play.
Yeah, and so you reached out to the park, and
so I sent a letter to the park and the state Parks Department and the local guys who were maintenance people, and within a week they replied and they got one of them completely done, and this week they'll complete the rest of it.
All right, Norm on the scene.
There you go. By the way, good for you, because I probably wouldn't be able to recognize it, because I'm a city kid, and I don't know if we have trees. Forget about poison ivy.
It's worth looking it up. Google it. It's 3 leaves. They're jagged leaves around the edges, and when you have 3 together, often it's poison ivy. And on a vine.
There you go. So we had some fairly disgusting stuff in the police blotter this week, and I'm just going to go through it. I'm not sure how much we want to talk about it, but number one, we had a 21-year-old Franklin Square man, Rakeen Akharia, who was arrested after allegedly inappropriately touching an 11-year-old at Sephora in Roosevelt Field yesterday. He was caught nearby. He's being charged with sexual abuse in the first degree, endangering the welfare of a child, and he's going to be arraigned tomorrow. You can't even leave your kids alone in the mall anymore. For sure not. I mean, when we were kids, you could run and do whatever you want, and it's like...
I think that mall in particular has had a lot of incidents.
I don't know.
Yeah, listen, when I was a kid in Brooklyn, Kings Plaza, you went, right? Nobody asked questions. You took the bus, you walked, whatever it was. Yeah. And I think things have gotten a little hairy there as well. But listen, this guy's going to do his thing. Hopefully he'll do his time.
And then this second story, police arrested Azam Khan, 26 of Park Avenue in Lakeview, for aggravated animal cruelty on June 13th. He basically... allegedly killed a cat in his home in a really horrible way. Don't want to even go into any of the details. He was arrested without incident and taken to a psych evaluation, probably because he's just out of his mind, and horrible stuff. I mean, when you hear about people killing cats or dogs or ducks, whatever it is, there's something sick in their head. So Great.
Yep.
Okay, and just
Fireworks time.
Fireworks. So on social media,
They're warming up already.
yeah, there was a
Literally.
report that there was some early fireworks in West Hempstead, and they woke up families' dogs who went into a panic. We're not even close to July 4th, and yet it's starting. So,
Well, actually, no, we're a couple of weeks away. So the interesting thing is, if you have a dog, aren't there these kind of sweaters or something you can wrap them in?
yeah,
I mean, there
yeah.
must be something you can do for animals because they are tortured.
Yeah, they are, and yeah, we used to put our dog in one of these things when it was lightning or thundering, and all he did was just look stupid. And he'd look at me, and I'd look at him, and I go, "Yeah, you look stupid, but you're not going to be afraid of the thunder." He's like, "Hell no, I'm really afraid of the thunder."
Maybe he's more embarrassed than he is
There you
worried
go.
about the...
Oh, it was
And
really
in
bad.
fairness, like people here will light fireworks off because, like, I don't know, their newspaper showed up in the morning, so you never know around here, but whatever.
Yeah, welcome to West Hempstead.
Exactly.
All right, let's a quick word from our favorite sponsor, Tiffany Dry Cleaners.
Hi, I'm Jeff Wenger, owner and operator of Tiffany Dry Cleaners. We've made things even easier. Schedule a cleaning pickup just with one click on our new app or website. And don't forget, we offer free pickup, delivery right to your door. Tiffany Dry Cleaners gets it just right.
All right. So this was a great story, and it's literally hot off the presses. At the secondary school, West Hempstead Secondary School, they had college signing day where student athletes sign up for college, and there were 6 students who were honored at college signing day, and here are their names along with their schools that they got into. You have Samantha Solar, University of Scranton; Madison Abi Owen, Temple University; Sarah Dos Santos, City College of New York; Riley Leddick, Hartwick College; Sheila Brown, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute; and Jaden Hamiel, Nassau Community College. So shout out to all of
Right,
them.
congratulations.
Great work. And also, it's a real credit to the athletic department at the secondary school. They do a great job of cultivating these kids and getting
Sure.
them into higher education. So shout out to all of them.
Yeah, and let's congratulate all the other graduates. Lots of people graduated
Yeah.
from West Hempstead, from other schools, private schools, public schools, whatever it is. Congratulations to everybody who's made it through. Good luck what happens next.
Yeah, exactly.
I just watched the graduation of nursery school.
Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah.
This kid's like 4 years old in blue outfits, you know, caps and gowns, and just really so much fun to watch.
Yeah. So Malverne Cinema, it's been closed for quite a while, and they're trying to reopen it. They're trying to reopen it as a nonprofit. So they had over 200 community members, had packed Connolly Station 2 weeks ago to discuss the revival. And they're trying to raise money. They're trying to put together $500,000. They've raised $112,000 of that, and you know, it'd be great to see. Nonprofit theater is not
Now,
necessarily.
what does that actually mean? I don't quite get how that works.
Yeah, it makes me cringe, to be honest.
Well, no,
because
so there are definitely financial advantages to this. As a nonprofit, they don't pay taxes, so I'm sure that's a huge burden on a piece
yeah, but
of
it wouldn't be
property
a
like that.
commercial theater, I don't think. Maybe they put
Well,
on.
you know, people throw parties there. I've gone to parties there where people throw their favorite movie up on the screen. They serve popcorn and all kinds of treats and
Yeah.
have birthday cakes. So I'm sure it'll remain a party place. And every once in a while, I'd love to see reruns of old movies.
Yeah, Abbott and Costello. But but
Well, come on,
again,
that's the Three Stooges while we're talking about it. I mean, come on.
I think there's typically these nonprofit places, they go put on some plays and stuff. I'm not a big theater person, so I'm really biased. But I don't necessarily see this work in the long term without it being a commercial entity. But that being said, they're already over a fifth of the way towards raising the money. We love the theater. it's really a cornerstone in Malverne, and
So I've seen it before up in Washington Heights, the Palace Theater there. They did an amazing job restoring this, turn of the century kind of design.
Yeah.
The inside, refurbished the entire place. It's all run on a nonprofit basis, so it can be successful.
Yeah.
It doesn't run all day long every day, but they run events constantly.
Yep. And listen, this is a thing in general. The movie theater industry is it's dying. It really is, and that's because everybody can get stuff online, and they're releasing stuff to services like Netflix pretty quickly at this point.
Yeah.
No, it's even more than that. You can buy a 70-plus inch screen in your basement. Why leave the house?
My wife was at Costco last week, and I think she said a 70-inch TV was about $450,
Yeah.
which is like dirt cheap at this
yeah,
point.
it's crazy. You don't have to deal with all the hassles,
Right.
and
And by the way, that's about what it costs to go to take your kids to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think to Dan's point, the theaters are just dying, and they're not necessarily reinventing themselves. Some of them are offering liquor. Some of them have great seats and all this stuff, but it's still, you got to leave your house.
Listen, I think it's a great thing if the Malverne can come back to life somehow, and let's hope something happens.
Yeah.
Wish them luck.
So library update, the Children's Room Summer Reading Club is here, and the theme is Color Our World, and registration has started, and the program itself begins June 30th with prizes, games, and reading fun for all summer long.
And I'll remind everybody again, this summer's coming, so the museum passes, parks passes, all of that stuff with those great discounts, you need to reserve it now at the library. So it's first come, first serve.
The Code of Silence, is that operational?
Yeah, it is.
I believe it is.
It
You have
is.
to go
Very
to the
cool.
reference desk to ask for access or
Have
something.
you seen anyone in there ever?
I can't say I have. No.
All right, yeah.
I went in.
I think you went in. What did you
I
do
talked
there?
to myself. There's nothing to do there. I mean, it's a room for a couple of people. You could have a Zoom meeting with somebody, even in the middle of the library. Nobody hears it. You keep the door closed, and I don't know. I guess it serves a purpose.
Well, maybe we should do echo from there.
Well, if you sit on Dan's lap, would probably.
Well, okay. Moving right along.
Please.
So, Norm, Troop 613, they're looking for new recruits.
Yeah, it's a new season coming up, and they've had Eagle Scouts graduate last year, which was just truly amazing. These kids go on to become state senators and congressmen. It's a great opportunity. The scouting has really turned the corner into becoming something for boys and girls, ages 10 and up. And we've got 2 troops right here in West Hempstead. Right. So really, there's no reason for your kids not to sign up and experience respect, opportunities for creating all kinds of achievements for the kids. And I think it's been a great experience.
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to seeing what Troop 613 can put together. I know Lon Samuelson, who we've spoken to in the past, does a real incredible job, but they need recruits.
Yeah, but they won some amazing awards this year, so we'll go into that next week.
All right. And across the street from Anshei, you got Quartz Groovy Grooming, and they're going to be having a ribbon cutting ceremony this Friday with the West Hempstead Chamber of Commerce. And they're going to have all sorts of festivities. The ceremony is at 5 p.m. and the whole event runs from 4 to 7 p.m. And there's treats for your dogs and probably for the humans as well.
Right, and I also see that they're putting up signs at the new eyeglass store on Hempstead Avenue. This week they were putting up signs, so it looks like they're opening probably sometime next week.
That's Ideal, right? Used to be on Hempstead Turnpike. Is that who that is? That's opening.
I'm not
up?
sure who they are.
Okay, well, good luck
But it's
to
a
them
new
either
store.
way.
It's a new store, and please support the local stores.
Yeah, is the juice place opened up yet, or is that still?
I haven't seen it.
All right. So, Restores is always doing everything, and they were just, maxed out with getting Father's Day cakes, of which I got this incredible baseball thing, which was really amazing.
I got a blueberry pie that was to die for.
And graduation. Dan, what else do they got going on there?
So yes, indeed, graduation continues. Get yourself a chance to get a custom cake. I'm sure they're quite busy, so make sure you order in advance. But this week they're offering strawberry cheesecake tarts and strawberry shortcake slices. I'm a big fan of strawberry shortcake. Both on sale this week, so by all means, get yourself to Reester's. Get yourself something nice to eat.
Yeah. All right, Norm and Dan, I think that's going to do it for this week in West Hempstead. Join us next week where we'll get to do it all over again.
Summer comes this weekend. Enjoy it.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Please be sure to visit our sponsors, Spiegel Law PC, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, and Reester's Bakery. To find out more or to reach out to us, come visit us on social media at Facebook and Instagram, or visit our website at westhempsteadecho.com.